Section 6 is solving two-step equations. So in section 4 and 5, we've solved by adding and subtracting or multiplying and dividing, which were one step. You just have to do one thing. Now we're going to do two different steps. So when you look at this problem with that question mark on the left there, you got 3 times 4 plus 2 equals, and if we solve that, right, you'd have 12 plus 2, and then you'd get 14. Right? I followed what we called our order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Right? If you wanted to undo what we did on this left side, so you've got a 14 here, how would you undo what we just did? What was the first thing you'd undo? Like if we wanted to go backwards, what we just did, what would you undo?
Explain the whole process.
Sure.
14 minus 2.
Okay. So we did minus 2 from both sides is 12, and then 3x,
12 divided by 3.
and then divide by 3.
Oh, yeah.
So you see how I can get to that missing value?
Mm-hmm.
So I did my order of operations backwards when I'm solving an equation. So when you have just numbers like we do on this one, we do our order of operations forwards. When you have variables and you're trying to solve for one, you work backwards. So you look, do I have any addition and subtraction? I do. I've got addition right here, so I've got to undo that. Do I have any multiplication and division? I do. So then the next thing is to undo that. So this is like the order backwards. When solving. Is that clear? Okay. So we're kind of going to rewrite a little bit what we just wrote there in a more formal way here. The order normally is, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And we go backwards when solving for a variable. Okay, so when you're solving for that letter in there, you're going to work backwards. So a little repeat from the last two sections. To undo something, so we have something that happens. When we want to undo it, we do the inverse operation, which inverse is another word for that is like the opposite operation, to both sides. And this is where that's important, starting to get more and more important to do it both sides, because otherwise you're going to end up with a problem that you're not exactly sure what you've done. So doing it to both sides, canceling things out, rewriting the steps is very important to help you solve these multi-step equations. Let's get a little practice here. So 5x minus 9 equals 46. So what would I do first, Cole?
You would do 5 minus 9.
Yep, the 5x minus 9, what do I do to undo that?
5 plus 9.
Yep, we'd add the 9. Not just 5 plus 9, the whole side plus 9. So I'm adding 9 to both sides. Some people like to draw a line here so they got the two separate parts of their equation. You can do that, you don't have to. So the 9s cancel. What's left over on the left side? 5x. I got 5 x's left. 46 plus 9. When we do that math, we get 55? 55. I almost said 54. 55. Okay, what's my next step? So this is what we've done in the last section.
Divided by 5.
So the next step is divide by 5. And you can write the division sign, or you could write a line like that. It means the same thing. So the 5s on this side cancel, and I'm left with what on the...
11.
On the left side, I'm left with what?
X.
The only thing that's left over is x equals 55 divided by 5 is 11. So it's important that when you do this, you're going to write down the problem. Second, what's your first step you did to solve the problem? Then your answer. And then what do you have to do next? And then your final answer to the whole problem. So in this case, I've got 5 different rows that I wrote there, right? Which includes my answer and my original problem. On the notes and on the test, I'll probably give you enough space where you could use the problem. You don't have to rewrite what I wrote as the problem. From the book, you have to rewrite the problem. Okay? Because we'd be really bad to just write all our answers in the book. So what do I have to do first in this next one, Adam?
Minus 12.
I have to minus 12. So I'm left with x divided by 2 equals 26. What's my next step, Elise?
Times 2.
Times 2. So that's solving a 2-step equation. Let's look at the other side. A couple more, a little increasing difficulty here. Negative 3x minus 7 equals a negative 25. What would you do first, Alex?
7 plus negative 25.
Yep, we'd add our 7. Negative 25 plus 7. Other way, so you're at negative 25 on a number line, and when we add, we always go to the right. So we're going to get
Negative 17.
negative, should be negative 18.
Do that.
What's my next step, Will?
Divide by negative 3.
Divide by negative 3. When you have a negative divided by a negative, is your answer going to be positive or negative? It's going to be positive. So then just ignore the negatives there and do 18 divided by 3.
6. Boom!
6.
Whoa.
Okay. All right.
Years old and
One more to do. One more to practice on. 3/4 x plus 8 equals 20. What's my first step, Molly?
minus 8.
Minus 8.
How do you do this?
Great question. What do we do when we've got a fraction?
Great question. Decimal.
You could make it a decimal, if you know it, if it's a convenient one.
Do you put like the x on top of?
I could put the x on top. So a couple different things I could do. I'm going to write them both. You can kind of choose. I could do 0.75x equals 12. The other one I could have is I could have 3x divided by 4 equals 12. So now we're getting another step into our equation. So either way works. The other way is you could use your calculator. And you could put in, on your calculator, you push the button, you could do parenthesis 3 divided by 4. There needs to be a 4 there. And your parentheses, that's like 3/4. That's a fraction right there. Okay? To put it in there, because we're going to do what with it? We're going to divide by it? Or are we going to multiply by it? Divide. So let's take, which one do you want to do? The 0.75? 0.75? Okay. So divide by 0.75. Divide by 0.75. That works really nice when you have easy to use fractions.
It's 12.
So x equals 16.
What?
75% of 16 equals 12. Okay. If you do put in your calculator, let's try that a minute.